We're told that breast cancer can be prevented by a healthy diet, lots of exercise, and not smoking. But a new study has shown that the workplace contributes to a very high incident rate of breast cancer.
If we looked at, for instance, women in agriculture, we found, and again, for the third study we've done in Essex County, an elevated breast cancer risk. We found it for women who work in casinos and bars, where they're exposed to secondhand smoke and work shift work. We found it in metallurgy, which is foundries and tool and die plants and stamping plants. We found it in women working in food processing, which we all think to be very pristine, because we certainly hope our food is clean and not poisoned, but we found they had a very high risk.
Women who work in the plastics industry making car parts are up to 10 times more likely to develop breast cancer.
These are used machines in which molten plastic is running through into molds, and these workers will, pick these parts out of the molds, and of course there's just the machines are spewing out all sorts of gases and fumes and smoke that they will be exposed to. From there, they take these parts out, they will work on them, drill them, grind them, sand them down, and they'll be exposed to even more dust. What's in that dust, of course, is various kinds of carcinogenic chemicals, chemicals that also can interfere with the hormones in the body and cause things like breast cancer.
The chemicals that interfere with the hormones are called endocrine disruptors. Besides cancer, these chemicals are known to cause birth defects and learning disabilities. Government establishes no limit to the amount of chemicals a woman can be exposed to, and companies take full advantage of this.
Our regulatory system, the system that actually says how much can you be exposed to both in the environment and in the workplace, does not account at all for this. It's not addressed, it's just not being looked at all. I mean, it's not that they look at it and they say, oh, we don't agree, it's just not even being examined.
Unfortunately, I don't think the government is really in the business of protecting workers. It's basically there to protect the interest of the major corporations. It was very important of gaining improvements in health and safety to go public with this and put this before the public. What we're finding is it's very difficult to get the media to in fact report on these things. We see a real backing off on the part of the establishment media of actually covering workers' stories.
We need to be able to say to the plastics industry that to do business in Ontario requires the following. You cannot run an injection molding machine with no ventilation. You cannot use, estrogen mimicking chemicals and expose people to that. We need to have that as a first line. This is what our society wants.